Good morning. Welcome to my backyard. We've still got the work going on. It'll be completed soon and I'll share it with you. There's a lot going on in the world today. I hold in my hands a pineapple, the international symbol of welcome and love. This has been a very emotional week for people across the country. It's been a very tumultuous month or so with all the bad things happening in this beautiful country that we call home. Welcome and love. That's what America is. I hope we can get back to being that. This weekend, I was down in Paso Robles, and I learned a little bit about James Dean. I didn't realize he was only 24 when he died. So, today's show is dedicated to the memory of James Dean. It's also dedicated to love, the aloha spirit. Let's be about love, America. Peace. Hope you enjoy the show.
Tribute to a young man. His name was James Bryon Dean. He was an actor. He died just before sundown on September the 30th, 1955, when his Porsche collided with another car at a fork in the road not 900 yards east of this tree, long known as the Tree of Heaven. He was 24 years old. Aside from appearing in several Broadway plays, he starred in 3 motion pictures: East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. Only Eden had been released before his death. Seita Ohinichi, July 4th, 1983.
James Dean, 1931, February 8th, 1955, September 30th, p.m., 5:59. Wow. It's like a year older than my dad. I want to thank Lisa for reading that for you all. Those of you know my history know I didn't learn to read till I was 26 years old. Sometimes reading on camera still causes me to bump. But what comes to my mind and my heart right now when I think about what she read was this beautiful Japanese artist that created that work. It was a symbol of love to America and for James Dean. And I'm about in tears now thinking about all the Asian hatred that's going on in our country right now. Come on, America. Let's get back to being what we are to the world. We're about love, like James Dean was. I got to be honest, I don't know much about James Dean. However, I will learn more. Peace. Remember, let's spread love like that young rebel did. I'm out. My pineapple chicken is truly a Hawaiian-inspired dish. The Alaniki family, who showed me around on the beautiful island of Maui, my first time there back in the early 1990s, had just an incredible time. Those golden, beautiful pineapples in Maui just got me going. Now, there's three steps to this dish. We're going to make a sauce using some cornstarch. Add some water to that, make a little slurry before we put it in the pan. Some brown sugar, shoyu, some soy sauce, and rice wine vinegar. Okay, if you want, with your version, if you want to make it a little spicier, add pepper flakes or whatever. Then I've got my vegetable and pineapple. I've got a red onion that I'm going to dice up. I'm going to chop in big pieces. A couple of cloves of garlic, red bell pepper, and a green bell pepper. And of course, you can use any of the pepper family you like, the red, the yellow, the green, what orange, even the chocolate pepper is absolutely fabulous. And of course, our star, the pineapple. Now, I tell folks when buying pineapples, pineapples are like children. If you treat them bad, they will cry. These little sections are called eyes, right? And if the pineapple has been stored improperly, you'll see leakage. You'll see water out of that, so stay away from it. And a lot of folks think you should be pulling the stems and all the thorns from the crown and all. No need to do that. Just look at it, make sure it's nice and pretty. And this is a gorgeous pineapple. And also smell it. This thing smells gorgeous. The house is just beautiful. Remember, the pineapple is the international symbol of welcome. So if you have guests coming over, pineapple at the table lets them know that you are glad to have them in your crib. All right, so I love this. When I was working with the kids last week, I let the kids say, how do you open a pineapple? So one of them really knew, and she just grabbed it. She goes, watch this, chef. She yanked it like a bottle of ketchup. Oh, wow, she did a better job than I'm doing. I'm having a tough time getting it out. Boom, shakalaka, there we go. And it pops right out. And then one of the beautiful kids said to me, can I keep the crown, chef? I said, of course you can. But we have to go buy a dozen more for the rest of the students. And she says, well, what can I do with it? Then I showed her to peel these little leaves off. And right there, you'll see those are the beginnings of the roots. Put it in a glass of water. You know, the roots will get longer. You can plant it in dirt and then put it in the soil, right? 18 months later, you might get a pineapple if you're lucky. The third part is, of course, our chicken. We're going to fry our chicken up. And those of you who've seen the show where I did Mama's Fried Chicken know I love to soak my chicken in buttermilk if I'm going to fry it, because the buttermilk tenderizes that meat. I also added some salt, pepper, some garlic salt, some seasoning in there, just wonderful. We're going to dredge it in flour and cornstarch mixture, okay? This represents my oil. Of course, I'm going to need more oil. And I want to show you the large chicken breast before I chopped it up. This breast, that's enough to serve 2, at least, maybe 3 people. So, of course, we got it there. So, why don't we get started making our pineapple? We'll start by prepping our garlic first. And I think I'm just going to press the garlic. So, what I'm going to do is just peel it. I'll take, and you see me do this so many times, just pop it with the back of a knife and then just peel that off. And also, since I'm going to use a garlic press, and who knows, I may change my mind later. I'm just going to cut that bottom end off so that it's easier to press through your garlic press, right? You see how we just pop that and peel it off? I'm going to take Jacques' advice, and I'm going to use my paring knife for this, as opposed to, I always love working with the big chef knife. However, I remember Jacques Pepin saying once that if he was stranded on a desert island and only could take one tool, that would be the tool he would take, you know? And it's funny because my mom loved working with a paring knife also. Now me, when I was asked that question, being stuck on a deserted island with one cooking utensil, what would I take? I said a cast iron skillet. And the reason being that, hey, I could use that skillet for so much. I could use it as a defensive weapon. I could bop some wild game with it if I had to. I mean, and then if I could get a fire started, hey, I could cook on it for show. All right, garlic is looking good. Red onion in there, beautiful. I think I still have some white onion left in the fridge that, and I may bring that out too and finish it up. Now, I could peel this onion, or I just want big pieces. So what I'm going to do is cut through the middle, cut here, and then maybe 4 times. Now, that right there, we can easily take that top layer off, okay? And we're going to throw all these into a little white bowl to my left, your right. Just red peppers. I always just cut right through the top and pull the seeds out. Whatever floats your boat, as long as you don't hurt yourself or anyone in the kitchen, cut it whatever way works for you, okay? And I want large pieces. I want this to be a prominent part of this recipe. So I like to trim the little membrane out. Again, I'm blocking. There we go. And this right here, I love to eat that. I just pop it right in because it's nice and sweet, you know. Well, I just cut right through the middle, and then just cut big chunks. We want chunky vegetables. How do you handle a hungry man? Manhandler. One of those commercials with the chunky soup commercials. Something like that. The green pepper. And remember, there's many ways to cut a pepper as there are people that cut peppers. So, just showing you another way right there. Okay. So we remove that. There's so many ways. If it's comfortable for you, work it, right? I like to tell people there's more than one way to build a bridge. I don't like the thing they talk about cats. You know, I'm not a cat person, but I don't want nobody killing them. Okay, so let's throw that in the pot in our little bowl there. Mise en place. Make ready. Got some seeds on the table. I don't want those seeds in my dish because they can be a little hot, even though bell peppers are not considered a hot pepper. Oh, we need to prep our pineapple as well. Well, let's prep our pineapple. And the same as with pineapple, there's as many ways to cut it as there are people to cut it up. So for this dish, I'm going to just take and cut the bottom off, right? Spin it. Take the top off. I'm not going to worry about coring it or removing the eyes because I'm just looking for nice chunk old pineapple. I'm actually going to use the core in this dish, so I'm going to slice through the middle, like so. Is that gorgeous? That nice yellow pineapple. Whew. Someday I'll do a show where I show you other ways of cutting a pineapple, or we could peel it and all. But today I just really want to get as much pineapple goodness as I can. So I'm slicing small pieces, and then we're going to, let me move some things out of the way. See how I have these pieces here? I'm going to turn them on their side and then just cut. Remove the eyes. Okay. I'm going to cut small pieces. Now I'm going to place my pineapple in a bowl so I can collect as much juice as possible, because I'm going to use that juice that collects in the bottom in my sauce. I got to taste a piece of this. Bellissimo. Okay, let's start our sauce out. I've got some pineapple juice in the pan, and I'm going to squeeze my garlic in, press my garlic in, I should say, and one of those nice big cloves. This sauce is going to have just going to have a natural color to it. I'm not going to add any red dye number 4, number 5, any of those cancer causers. I'm just going to use the natural colors. I'll take that out before serving it up. I just like the flavor that's left in that little hull of the garlic. Now I've got my cornstarch slurry here. I'm just going to make sure that's nice and loose. Let's add, I'm going to lower the heat here. I'm going to add more pineapple juice here. We got some of that fresh, oh, that garlic and pineapple juice smells so good together. Can you smell that, baby? Yeah. Oh, gorgeous. And just let that simmer for a bit. I like those chunks. I actually took and juiced the pineapple there. Fresh pineapple juice. Add a little bit of soy sauce. Raise the heat a bit. I want to see it moving. I like the way you move in the skillet. You tell I've been listening to some Outkast today, so it's on my brain. Let's add the sugar in. And don't be afraid. If you need to add more water or more juice, do that, okay? So add a little brown sugar. Should I sing a Rolling Stones song while I'm doing this, babe? No? Okay. A little rice wine vinegar. Not too much. And now, oh, the smell is just incredible, folks at home. The sauce is pretty much done. I'm going to add the cornstarch, just kind of stir that in, stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. Okay, ode to Bob Marley. I remember back in my Food Network days when we taped down in Nashville, whenever we started stirring, I would sing that song and the whole crew would start singing along. Okay, we're going to let that reduce just a bit. Now, let's go to the chicken. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to turn this way down. Look at that, all that bubbly, bubble toil in good trouble. Okay, all right. Let's get our chicken fried up. Oh, honey, that tastes so good. Okay, let's get our chicken ready. Just like when we made Mama's fried chicken, I've got a plate with a rack over top and paper towel underneath so that we can allow the oil to drain off. Our oil should be nice and hot now. And I've gone ahead and floured up our chicken. And I get these, oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Let's get a nice little sizzle going. Remember, the internal temperature of chicken, we want it to be 165. Now, little pieces like this, we should be able to cook them in 3 to 5 minutes. We want to turn them so as to get them thoroughly cooked on all sides. Just keep an eye on your chicken. We'll start to turn it. Want to get all sides turned over and nice and golden brown. And I'm using chicken. Oh, the chicken is coming along nicely. Just move everything around. Make sure we have it moving well in the pan. Some of these are ready to come out. Whoops, that's not an earthquake. Just Curtis bumping the stand, the camera stand. Let's get the last of our chicken out, and then we'll do our veggies, our pineapples and onion, garlic, and we will finish up and be ready to serve shortly. All right, let's finish up. I'm going to start, I've got a little oil in the pan. Add some garlic. Whoops. Some garlic. And I've got that garlic that we have crushed up as well. Add that also. Next, my onions. Just give those a bit. Great thing about this dish is you can't undercook or overcook the onions. Red peppers next. And a pretty dish. And our green peppers. And add a little soy sauce. Just a dash of vinegar, rice wine vinegar. And let that cook 3 to 4 minutes, okay? And you can place a lid on that if you want to speed the cooking up to that. And I've also turned the sauce on very low on the back here. Let's add our pineapple. Those beautiful chunks, and make sure we get all that gorgeous pineapple juice. See that running out in there? Oh, beautiful. I might save some of these and pop one in my mouth. Oh, that is so good. Fresh pineapple is just incredible. Allow that to get warm. I don't want to cook the pineapple too much. I'll stir my sauce. We're getting ready to add the chicken back, and then the chicken back to the pot. Then we will top it with our sauce and be ready to serve. Place the lid on just for a minute before I add the sauce to it. Well, we are ready to add the sauce back to our pineapple chicken. Yay! Oh, I really wish you were all here to smell this. How's it smell, baby?
Yum.
Yum. You hungry?
Yes.
Good. Let's add this sauce back to it. Turn everything over. Make sure everything gets coated in the sauce. We can just turn the pan off at this point because dinner is served. Oh, this dish right here, it brings back so many memories. I think I shared earlier about the Eleniki family in Maui. How I met the Elenikis was through my friends in Conyers, Georgia, Lenora Mays and her son Willie Mays. She was from Hawaii, of course. She relocated to Conyers. Her son and my big brother Eddie were great friends, and I met Willie and then met Mrs. Mays, and I mean, she and her husband just kind of took us Aikens boys under wing. And when I told her I was heading to Hawaii, she said, "You gotta call my sister Helen and Tim." I stay with them up in Makawao, up in North Country in Maui, and just they are that family, the Mays as well as the Eleniki family. They are the embodiment of aloha. They just opened their home up to me and my sons and just shared love. They shared aloha. So let's try it, huh? Should I eat the pineapple or the chicken first? Let's go with the chicken, then the pineapple. That glaze is fabulous, okay? Mama will be proud of the chicken as well. What'd you think, Lisa? Was it good?
It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Favorite.
If my baby says it's awesome, job well done. The pineapple, whoa. All right, y'all, peace. Spread love like the Mays family from Conyers, Georgia. And the Elenikis of Hawaii. Peace. Aloha. I'm standing in front of the post office. It's a huge post office, right? Can't buy any stamps, but it's a cool little spot down here. This is the post office for the big city of Colane. Why am I here? About a quarter mile down the road there, highways 41 and 46, that's the spot that James Dean had his fatal crash. Let's walk down and take a look at the James Dean Memorial. You know, I can't say that I know a lot about James Dean. However, I do know quite a bit about Paso Robles, the town that I always thought he died in. Today, Lisa and I are down here to visit some friends. So she did a little research and found out that the actual crash site is not in Paso Robles, but it's in Colane. So we took a drive out. That's the back side of the memorial. And here's an interesting tidbit. There's a sign when you come out that says, "Beware of rattlesnakes." So I asked one of the proprietors, I said, "Hey, are there many rattlesnakes?" He goes, "Nah, it's just a good sign for people to laugh at." Let's go take a look at the memorial.
Yet before he was in his grave, James Dean was already a legend. Every day, somewhere in the world, at the cinema or on television, James Dean lives on. Cinema is no longer just celluloid. Every day we find reminders that drama of James Dean, is the theme that we live. He was a youth yearning for one precious touch of warmth between parents and their offspring. He was an individual struggling in this huge land of infinite promise and many races. He was a rebel searching for that cause that we must all possess. This young man, seemingly ordinary, yet possessing a talent and individuality that were unique in their combination, has come to personify a generation awakened. Many are those who feel strongly that James Dean should not be forgotten. There are some things, like the hatred that accompanies war, that are best forgotten. There are others, like the nobler qualities of man, to which this young actor directed his attention, that shall be preserved for all time. James Dean is all the more with us today because his life was so fleeting. In Japan, we say that his death came as suddenly as it does to cherry blossoms. The petals of early spring always fall at the height of their ethereal brilliance. Death in youth is life that grows eternal. This was by the artist, a small token. This monument stands as a small token of my appreciation for the people of America, from whom I've learned so much. It celebrates a people who have over the years courageously followed the path of truth and justice while expanding the limits of mankind with all their boundless pioneering spirit. It also stands for James Dean and other American rebels who taught us the importance of having a cause. To all those who helped this stranger from Japan realize his dream of erecting this monument, I express my heartfelt thanks. The Hearst family, which graciously made its land available for this monument, Bill Bast and Mrs. Sanford Roth, James Dean's closest and best friends who shared their memories with me, and the people of this community who warmly extended their kindness and cooperation. And naturally, to all the James Dean fans who have carried his torch throughout the years. Thank you. Sita Ohinishi.
どうもありがとう。